Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on relationship frequencies, we're going to be looking at your relationship with your sister. So I do set the intention that these videos find those who need them when they need them. However, it may not be the entire video that is meant for you. It may just be a portion. So take what resonates and just leave the rest behind. I know sometimes I get that where I'm like, I don't think this applies to me, but that definitely makes sense. Okay, so we're going to be looking at your relationship with your sister. So what is the energy? Woo, lots of energy, I guess. What is the energy currently between you and your sister? So let's look at the energy currently. Ooh, oh, there we go. Ooh, justice. Okay. So justice is about truth, fairness, accountability, right? On the card you can see it says consequences, karma, law and integrity. So it is about that. It's about truth and consequences, I guess. So when you do something good, the justice card indicates you will get good consequences out of those. Good things are going to come. You do something bad, then the card indicates bad things are going to come. You're going to get the consequences, right? The bad karma. And so I would say the energy between you guys right now is this energy of sort of finding that justice. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we don't really know, but you can see on the justice card, she is holding up scales. Okay, the scales are balanced, right? So this is getting your just desserts, getting what you deserve. So I would say that with the energy between the two of you is that there is this like justice, this balance, this, truth that's there. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good truth. It could be bad truth or it could be good truth, but we will look for a clarifier for that. So let's see what our clarifier says. There we go. Oh, we got two clarifiers. Ooh, strength, courage, and ooh, we got three. Ooh, and we got the death, and we got the 9 of swords. Okay, not clarifying very well. So, strength is all about, having that courage, that patience, that inner power. So this is all about having inner strength within you. Like having it's not about powerful strength, right? It's like more mental strength. So if somebody's always bugging you, but you just never retaliate, right? That would be strength because they're bugging you and bugging you and bugging you, and all you want to do is just turn around and deck them, but you have that strength within you that you're not going to do that. And then we do have the death card. So death is about absolute endings, but also transformation. So this is completely ending, but we are transforming. We're having a new beginning. We're having a renewal of things, right? Things are changing. We're releasing the old. We're moving forward into the new. And then the 9 of swords is about having anxiety, guilt, despair. You have these sleepless nights here. You've just taken so much, just can't do it anymore, right? You don't know which way you're going. You just need some time. You're sort of about to hit your breaking point, right? And I just need to stop and I need to rest. And so when we have overall, where you have this justice card of the good things get the good and the bad things get the bad, and then it's being clarified with having the strength to stand in that justice card. So when good things happen, the good consequences will come. When bad things happen, the bad consequences will come. And you do need that strength to stand in justice, because there's people where they do bad, but we don't want to anger them, so we're giving them good consequences, right? They always are coming and stealing our money and taking our food, but we know that if we tell them, hey, stop doing that, they're going to get really mad, and so we just keep allowing that. So even though they're doing bad things, they're getting good consequences. So you need to stand up in that strength to keep that justice. And then I would say it really kind of is like this relationship is ending, really, right? Like the consequence of whatever's happening within the relationship is that it's ending, and you may need to stand in your strength in order to cut those ties, because this relationship is causing all this anxiety and guilt. So if you say your sister is a drug addict, right, and you love her and you've been trying to support her and letting her live at your house, or giving her, she shows up at your doorstep, so you give her $50, those kind of things, that's not real true justice, right? Because she's doing bad things. She's wasting this money on drugs. You're trying to support your family here. You don't really have the money to give her. And so you're getting the negative consequences, even though you're doing everything right, and she's doing everything wrong and getting those positive consequences. So what this is saying is you need to stand in your strength and understand that this relationship may need to be cut off, because it is just causing this anxiety and this guilt. Anxiety and guilt, but like despair. You're worried about them all the time. You're thinking about them all the time, and that might not be what's best for you, right? People make their own choices. If someone in your life is like a negative person, drug addict, whatever, maybe they financially just take from you. They feel they're owed everything, and you have all this money. You should just give. It can be very hard to cut that relationship. And sorry, we were talking about this card though. And that will cause you all this anxiety. And if they come for more money, do I give it to them? I really don't have it, or I do have it, so I feel guilty if I don't, but they're just throwing it away on bad things, and they're just going to come back again and again and again. And so we really need to stand in that strength and make sure that justice lives within this relationship. And that may mean either completely ending that relationship and not speaking to them anymore, but it could also mean just changing how that relationship dynamic is. So it may be that, I still talk to them once in a while, I want to provide encouragement for them to do better, but I don't ever physically see them, or I don't ever physically give them anything, right? I'm there for emotional support. I'll talk on the phone, but I'm not going to be giving you money. I'm not going to let you stay at my place. So let's see how they currently see you. So I want to know how your sister currently sees you. And it may not be good. Like if you are starting to stand in your strength and stand up and be like, no, this is, I'm not giving you money anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. That could really make the relationship go downhill for a while. Like they don't like that. I've been using you forever, and now you're not allowing me to use you anymore. I hate you for that, right? Because I'm used to just take. Now you're not allowing me to take. You're a horrible person for not allowing me to take, which isn't true. They're the one who's a horrible person for always taking and never giving, but they won't necessarily see that. But as we can see, that's not going to be a problem, because they see you as like divine, as this nurturing person, as this like So the Empress is about like having abundance, having love, having fertility. It is the card of, she is pregnant on this card too. So it is the card of like getting pregnant, having a child, being abundant. But it really is just about being in a loving, nurturing place where you're satisfied with what you have. You have an abundance, even if it's not, abundance of money, or you have enough to live, and you have an abundance of love. And so they actually see you as like a mother figure, as this nurturing, loving, caring person. So they actually look quite fondly on you. And that may be a problem if you're having to cut off this relationship or end this relationship or just change the dynamics of it. But they really do look up to you and see you as a good person. And what advice can we get for dealing with this situation? This situation that demands justice at the moment, right? And so feel justified in whatever actions you take, right? Where like you've reached your limit and the answer next time is no. Feel justified in that. Don't feel bad. Stand in your strength. Things have to change. What's going on is causing you anxiety, and it may even cause you anxiety at first to be like no, but you have to stand in your strength, deal with that anxiety, and change how this relationship dynamic is. So what kind of advice do we have, please? Advice for this relationship. Oh, I thought I might have seen a card flipped over, but I guess we'll grab it if we see it. So advice, please, for dealing with this relationship, dealing with your sister. I'm going to take both of them. Actually, just feel that. Okay, so 5 of Cups, right? 5 of Cups is about loss, grieving. And so your advice is to understand that there will be grief, there will be loss. Dealing with this situation, doing whatever you have to do, what's in your highest and greatest good, can cause you some stress, can cause you to grieve. But the 5 of Cups on the original Tarot-Waite deck, or I don't know if that's original, but the old Tarot-Waite deck, is about having 3 cups spilt, and you're crying over those 3 cups. But if you turned around, you'd still see that you have 2 cups left. There's 2 cups over here. So you can grieve having to lose your sister, having to change the relationship, having to cut them off. But understand that, yes, you're grieving your spilt cups over here, but turn around because you have the love over here. So whether that's your other siblings, your parents, your children, your partner, like there are other loving relationships that you have, and yes, you can grieve and be sad over this relationship, but don't focus on this relationship. Turn around and see your other loving relationships and rely on those relationships for support and justice, equal giving and taking. And then we've got the Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is about being independent, having clarity, being honest, you can see cutthroat, right? And it's not about cutthroat like I'm a mean, horrible person. It's about I have the clarity. I can see the truth. I know what's going on here, objective and truth, right? So I can be objective. I can see that this relationship's not healthy, that I need to cut it off or I need to limit it, whatever it is. And I can be sad and grieve over that, but that I will use my intellect. I will use my objectivity to see that this relationship is not healthy for me. And so I will make those hard choices that I need to make in order to balance the relationship or end the relationship or whatever it is, right? So it's not about being a heartless biatch, right? It's actually about understanding that I can be sad for this situation and what's going on and have feelings, but I also understand what needs to be done, and I'm going to do it no matter how sad I am about it, because it's what's right. I have clarity over this situation. I know what I should do. I know what's right. I know what's just, and I'm going to stand in my strength and do what's just, and then try and focus on those other cups that are fulfilling for me. So I will pull out my other deck here, and we're just going to see any cards that would like to come out of this deck in terms of your relationship with your sister. And I'm sorry it's not a good relationship, but of course everybody's got their own personalities, everybody's got their own issues. Sometimes people's personalities just don't jive, right? You got one person who's very loud and bouncing all over the place, and you have one person that's very quiet, and so they may really love each other, but they just don't spend a lot of time together because their personalities don't click. And sometimes you can have mean, horrible people, and just because they're your family doesn't mean you should put up with it, right? You need to structure your life how you want to structure your life, and only have those people who are loving and supportive, and of course who you also supply love and support to. So let's get any messages from this deck about your relationship with your sister. Any messages, please, that want to come out about your relationship with your sister. Oh, and we got one. Let's see. Ooh, elusive. So it says dishonesty, deception, trickery. So is there a lot of dishonesty? I would say that might be why we have to make sure we're standing in the justice and your sister's getting the consequences that are supposed to come. So if she's being dishonest or she's tricking you, I'm getting paid on Friday and I'll give you this $100 back. I just need it just till the end of the week and then I'll pay you back. But you know she's never paying you back, because then it's, oh, well, I had to feed my kids and I had to put a roof over my head. And yes, those are all valid things, and people sometimes need help. But if you're being taken advantage of, if your sister's not trying to better their situation, maybe they're only working part-time and refuse to get a full-time job, and you're like, well, I can't keep supplementing you all the time, right? Like, you need to take care of your responsibilities and do what you're supposed to do. So any more messages, please? Ooh, we got 2, loyalty. We got loyalty and sorrow. Okay. So yeah, definitely. I mean, you may feel this like loyalty to your sister, right? She's my sister. I always need to be there for her no matter what, and so it may bring you a lot of sorrow realizing that she's a dishonest person, or she's just using you, or, that it's never going to be the relationship you want. I mean, everybody wants that perfect relationship with their siblings. Everybody wants that perfect relationship with their parents. Everybody wants a perfect relationship with their children. And sometimes it's just not even possible. We have to deal with reality. So that although you may be loyal to them, and it'll bring you sorrow to have to cut this relationship off or to limit this relationship, according to this reading, this really is where you should head, what you should do, right? Like this, you shouldn't be dealing with their negative behavior. And they do see you. And so that might even be harder. If they see you sort of as this goddess type person, this perfect person, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter, right? Like a emperor type person, whether they see you as that or not, and that, they may knock you down a notch, they're seeing you that right now because you're always giving them what they want, or you're always, bending to their will, or you're always stopping the arguments when, they just want to argue about stuff, and you're just like, fine, do what you want, and you just give in all the time. Yeah, they would see you as that great person because you just give them what they want all of the time. But that doesn't mean that's what's best for you, right? And so just understanding you need to sort of really take a look at what the reality is of this situation. Understand that you may grieve things, but also use your intellect. Use the clarity. You see the situation clearly. Use that to make your decisions irregardless of that your sister is your sister. Like if this was a friend of yours, would you accept their behavior into their life? And if the question is no, then you shouldn't accept your sister's behavior. Just because she's your sister, there's people who think, well, family's family, and it doesn't matter. Whatever my behavior is, you have to, be loyal to me, give me what I want, always be there for me, because we're family. That's what family does. But family helps each other. Family doesn't just take. Family also gives. Family wants to give. Family wants to see you do the best. Family wants to help you up. Family doesn't want to be a burden on you. And if you have those people that are a burden and just takers, then that is not in your greatest and your highest good. And I'm going to get a Moonology card for you. We're going to do Moonology, and then this video's going a little long. We're going to do Moonology, and then I want to get you a spirit angel number, because I feel like, this needs an angel number. So we're going to get you a Moonology card. Let's see what card wants to come out as a message for this reading, please. There we go. So, don't let your past hold you back. So this is South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. Okay? So don't let the fact that, you are brother and sister and sister, hold you back from making the choices that you need to make, right? Don't let the fact that, you have a history and so you know what they've been through and so you feel bad about it. Maybe you had a very abusive childhood and you're like, but I know like they were so abused and it was so horrible. And yeah, it may very well have been, but you were also in that situation too. And you went through it and you've come out the other side and you don't act like that. You act differently, right? So just because you both went through the same situation, you've now made different decisions on how you're going to move forward in your life. And if how they're moving forward is negatively affecting you, then you definitely have to limit, if not cut off, right? So don't let the fact that they are part of your past, that you understand their past, sort of force you into this, I just got to keep going as it is. No, you can make changes. You can move forward, and you can use your clarity to do that. Angel number, please, for this reading is a message. Please. Oh, I got a lot there. So we're just going to take them back because there's quite a few. We just like one, please, maybe two. There we go. Oh, we got one. Authenticity. Okay, so 787. Be yourself, pursue your passions, and show your authentic self. Don't pay attention to what others think of you, okay? That's going to be really important because maybe you have, and this happens a lot too in dynamics like this, your mother, maybe even your father, right? And they're like, you have to help your sister. It's family. You know, you've got to do this. And so you may feel like there's all this pressure, like my parents are going to be upset, or my aunts and uncles are going to be upset, my grandparents are going to be upset, my, whatever, whoever it is, if they see that I'm like cutting off my sister or not giving my sister what she wants or limiting my sister or not helping my sister when she asks, they're going to get mad at me. They're going to look at me poorly. But yet, no, why aren't people saying, well, she shouldn't be asking, or that's too much, or she's taking advantage? Why aren't they looking at that behavior and they're just looking at yours and judging yours? And so really stay in your authentic self, pursue things how is best for you, and you just got to ignore what others say. If somebody is saying, oh, you're a horrible person for cutting off your sister, okay, I accept that you believe that, but I also know the dynamics. I also know what was happening. And you just have to sort of stand in your strength. Stand in your strength that I understand what the situation is. Maybe they do too, but maybe all they care about is, trying to make things look good. So, yeah, I don't want you to cut off your sister because what will other people think that you cut off your sister? Well, Mom, she's doing horrible things to me. Well, still, other people will think it's so horrible you cut off your sister. Okay. Well, you don't care about me and my hat. All you care about is that other people might think things aren't good. But things aren't good, right? So why should you have to suffer in things aren't good so that other people think that things are good even though they're not, when really make these changes, things will be good for you. Maybe other people think they're not, but other people don't know your life. Other people don't know what you've been through, and other people aren't going to be living your life in the peace that you can either create for yourself or in the anxiety, the hopelessness, the guilt that you could be living if you do what people think you should do, if that makes sense, right? So you got to do what brings you peace and calm in your life and have the strength to do that, and ignore what other people say because they're not living your life and they can go make those choices. They think you should be helping your sister. Well, you can go help her. That's fine. That can be your choice. If you want to help her, maybe you're set up to help her. Maybe you're better at helping her. Maybe, you have the resources, you know what to do. But me helping her is only bringing anxiety and harm to my life. And I don't want that in my life. And I have the right to choose what I do want and what I don't want in my life. So I know this was a very long message today, but I hope it helped you. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.